Hey there everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play Armageddon Empires. It's time to take out Ultratech for a spin and see what we think of it. I already spent about 5 hours testing the deck and testing the modifications I've made. I've made some other alterations since we last talked. I might as well show them to you now, and then we'll get started with what I've got. So, first off, I've edited the Divinity Processor a little bit more. It's now +3 Fate and +4 Espionage level. In the base game, this was Viral Homunculi, and it only added +4 Espionage level. But in the base game, it was also bugged, and you can only attach it to a hero, not to ghost probes. At least that's what my testing has revealed. I fixed it, so now we can actually make our ghost probes worth ghosting. The +3 Fate I kept because I really feel that the Machine Empire needs additional fate on its scientists, and without anything similar to an Ascension Serum, and they don't have the fate bracelets that the Xenopods had, they're struggling to produce anything. So I think this is a nice change. I've adjusted the costs somewhat as well. You now need to have at least one human if you want to produce a Divinity Processor. I've also changed, and I don't think I can show you here. I could play. Actually, let's. I'll show you. Give me a few seconds. I'll be right back. Because I've changed what it takes for the robots to create resource collectors. Give me a few seconds. Okay, everyone. So I've changed the resource collection totals to be what you see here now. Originally, to make a resource collector always cost the Machine Empire 2 materials, 2 energy, and 1 tech to do it. This gave them one of the worst starting... It took them the longest to get up and going because of how expensive it is to produce all of their resource collectors. You basically have to wait till turn... Let's think here. 2 turns to be able to deploy hero. 2 turns to get enough resources to build a materials collector, so that's up to 4. A 5th to build the energy, and a 6th. So on turn 7 is when you'll start actually being able to drop your weakest unit from your hand onto the game. Most of the other factions can get their units into game on turn 5 or turn 6. Now, believe it or not, that one turn, that's critical at the very beginning of the game. So I made that change as well. Okay, let's go ahead and try out Ultratech. I think I'm mostly content with it. There may be one more change I do. I may take away the hyperkinetic from the pulsar railgun and instead just give it +2 attack. But I haven't made up my mind yet. We will test it in this or the next game and see how well it does. Right. Oh, right. So, yes, welcome to Armageddon Empires, everybody. If you've never seen this before, I'm going to go ahead and describe a little bit of why I'm making the choices I'm doing and how to play the game a little bit. So first off, I am selecting the card points and tile points I want to use in order that I can select a deck which contains no more than those maximums. In this case, I've selected my Ultratech 175 and 10-point deck to be used in this 175 and 10-point game. We can pick a map size. I generally like playing against one opponent on a normal map size at this point level. I'll leave resources and specials on uncommon. And for opponents, I don't care who we fight. We'll fight one random person, and I will not enable the Cults of the Wasteland. This is a free expansion pack you got, assuming that you purchased the game. This adds a special type of encounter to the game, something else you have to defeat in addition to defeating all of the enemy AIs. Next, we and our opponent will take turns rolling to see who gets to place down our tiles onto the game board. And we get to go first. So I think I'm going to push my Deadlands out to here. And no further. Or maybe here? So, these are the tiles we added to our deck. In the last video you saw me maybe do that. Now I have to place them onto the game board. we can only place them onto places which are green. When I place a tile down on a place that is green, any adjacent places which are not green will become green. This allows you to push your starting areas out a bit. I think we'll put the debris field here. We'll add the Deadlands here. And we'll add our ash plains. We'll add them down here. Now we can finally add our crashed troop pod. I'm holding down the left mouse button while I have it selected, and I'm going to drag it onto the Deadlands, which is where I want it to be placed. I'm doing this because this collects a material, an energy, and a tech resource at the start of the game, which is what the Deadlands produces. We actually won't get all the resources you see being produced here. We'll have to build resource collectors first. Okay, next we roll to see who goes first. At the start of every single game turn, you and all your opponents roll to see who's going first. The order is determined by who rolls the most successes on the dice which you roll. By default, you get only 3 dice to see if you're going first, second, third, or fourth. You can buy additional dice by spending resources. The cost for each additional dice is shown up here. That cost goes up with the more dice that you wish to purchase. I feel that the Machine Empire has the worst starting for this, because even if you selected a human as a resource that gets produced in your starting tile, none of your starting HQs collect it by default. Which means that you're getting less resources at the start of the game than all of your opponents. In a 2-player game, first player earns 12 action points. Second player earns 6. It's now our first turn. Let's go over some things very briefly. As you can see, the game map now looks a bit different than when we first started. It's now laid out with all the hexes which are out here on the game board, waiting for us to walk into them and explore them. Down here is our starting hand. You always start with a hand size of 7, drawn from random cards that we had added to our deck. This button allows us to draw a card. This button allows us to examine what's in our discard pile. Cards which are destroyed go into your discard pile. This is our tactic cards. We don't possess any yet. Hide the hand or show it again. This shows the supply range that we have in the game. Units that we move around on the game board, which are within this green area, are considered to be in supply. A unit in supply fights with its current maximum attack and defense totals, and moves at its full movement rate as well. A unit outside of the green area suffers big penalties to its attack and defense, and massive penalties to its movement. Also, you can only drop the certain facility cards onto a spot which is in supply. We'll get to that when we actually draw and begin to use a terminus. There's been no events. Generally, I think only espionage events go here. We can examine the status of what our army consists of, and any information we might have had about what the enemy is capable of as well. All the factions in the game have one single sort of passive bonus. The Machine Empire gets to have 1 extra maximum card in their hand, and the Free Mutants have 1 extra supply range. In this matchup, as in every matchup, our opponents have a better passive, I feel, than the Machine Empire. There's going to be a bit of grumbling about how weak the Machine Empire is compared to the other races here, everyone. Just a heads up about that. Okay, so with that done, oh right, we have a mini-map as well. Just gives the general layout of the world around us. We can see every hex that we've ever walked into. Green are the hexes that we know what's in there. This is our observation strength. Observation strength is used to tell you if you have anything in that hex whatsoever, and is also used to tell you what the reconnaissance strength is of that hex. Reconnaissance is used to help you detect stealth units which might be present in it. These are areas that we are possessors of as the Machine Empire. Enemies will have different colors relating to the enemy factions. Okay, so the very first thing I do when I start the game is I look at my hand to see if I have a hero and a scout unit. And we do. We've got Vindicus here. Oh, and he's also a stealth and assassin. So as a starting hero, very glad to see one of them. And a Ghost Probe bot, which is good for a starting reconnaissance unit. We have a weak, or rather, I don't know if Machine Empire or infantry can, Skeletor's MK2 can be considered weak. I guess this is a good, average, an average infantry unit that we can deploy for Deadlands to help hold it. We have 2 Revenant platoons. They'll take some amount of work to get them into play, but I'm glad to see them. We have a single air card and an industrial pod. That is very nice to see in our hand to start. Well, the first thing, so in other words, I am pretty happy with what we've got in our hand. We have some okay elite infantry, an okay infantry unit we can get out somewhat quickly to have something in our Deadlands to help defend it, a scout unit, which is very useful for the beginning of the game, and a hero. Next, I take a look around at the game board itself and see how well or how difficult it will be for the enemy to reach me right away. We are fighting the Free Mutants, and there is not a lot of terrain blocking us in them. If they are up here, they might struggle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They won't be able to reach me right away. If they are out in this direction, assuming they're up in this corner, they also won't be able to reach me right away. If they're like here, they might not be able to get to me. Oh, it's a decent starting area. We also have a city within our starting supply range. That's actually very important. There will be almost guaranteed, in fact I think it's guaranteed, starting resources in this hex that we want. Something like what's in our Deadlands, for example. We have no towns or any other location on the board that really strikes me as being different. Yeah, I don't notice anything else unique out here. Of quite a few towns and cities, though. Okay, so what's the next thing I do? Well, with only 6 action points, we went second. We'll go ahead and create an army. Creating an army will cost us 3 action points to do so. Vindicus. Did I spell that right? Vinidicus. And we'll also make Firewall Ghost Probe Bot. Okay, we spent all our action points. At the end of your turn, any resources you don't spend, you accumulate. You hold on to them for the next round. Any action points you don't spend are thrown away. You lose all the action points at the end of all your each round, even if you didn't spend them all. Generally, for like the first 8 turns of the game, I don't care if I go first or second. Yeah, I like this. I like being able to go second, though, at least once during the game. That's right. I like going first within the first 5 turns, but I won't complain too loudly if I don't manage to do it. Okay, next, we have a tough choice to make. Do we deploy the Ghost Probe bot now, or do we deploy Vindicus? If I deploy Vindicus, we can begin building a resource collector for materials right away, next turn, especially after I had altered him. I'm thinking it's very important for us to get our resources up and going right away, so we'll go ahead and deploy Vindicus to start. Right, what am I doing? So, to deploy Vindicus, you can't drop him anywhere you want. It has to deploy into a hex that I already control. Well, I only control the Deadlands, but more importantly, I believe you can only deploy Vindicus into a hex we control that is considered a barracks. Our crashed troop pod is a barracks, so we can take him and drag him into the Deadlands. Once you drag a unit into a location, it gets added to the location's garrison. Units in the garrison cannot move. They also, thank you Michael Janis and or Imperialis 11 for pointing this out, they are wiped out if that place ever comes under attack because they cannot retreat. It is usually in your best interest to move a unit out of the garrison and into an army. The only exception to this, I think, is if you want to have a larger army. You see, Vindicus has a command rating of 2. This means he can only have 2 other units besides him in an army under his command. But a unit in the garrison can have 2 additional units in it, bringing him up to a command rating of 4 if he's the leader of the garrison. In this case, I don't want him to lead the garrison. We will add him to an army. I do that by left-clicking on him and dragging him over this spot. Now I can do things with him. We can move him about. We can stealth him. In this case, this game is telling me that I can stealth him for 1 action point. I could also move him by spending 1 action point, and then he can move up to 3 spaces. Why don't we stealth him? And then we'll move him. And we'll move him into the toxic bogs. And there's nothing there. Oh, I should have shown a little more information about movement. We'll do it next turn. We have 9 action points left. Let's go ahead and make an army, another one. Let's make Phalanx Defense Protocol. Oh, right. These armies have nothing in them, by the way. They can't do any attacking or defending. You must have a unit in it to do so. A hero cannot do any fighting themselves. There's kind of an exception for assassins because they have assassin, but generally they are unable to actually do any combat. They lead your forces in combat without a general or a scout or even a scientist in some cases leading. Your armies are weaker. But your generals, administrators, scouts, and agents cannot do the fighting themselves. If the weakest enemy army was to walk into our base, even if Vindicus was in it, they would conquer it, and we would lose it. We have 6 action points left, and it will cost us 3 action points to draw a card from our deck. Oh, Siberia. Hello. Good to see her. And another ghost probe. I like this. We have another hero. She's not a general, but it gives us someone we can leave in our starting HQ. We have another scout as well. In fact, I think we drew both our ghost probes. I think we only have 2 of them in the deck. I forget if I have 2. I forget already if I have 2 spider bots or 2 ghost probes. Ties are re-rolled. To my knowledge, nothing lets you break ties automatically in any roll that you ever do. Now, we could hold on to that point of materials and deploy... Oh, sorry, we could deploy a ghost probe if we wanted. We could also drop a way to turn this to deploy Siberia. But I think we're going to use Vindicus a bit and move him back to the Deadlands and build a resource collector. When you move a unit, you can see right around him the amount of movement cost it takes to move into a hex. To move from the toxic bogs to here will take us 2 movement. To move from the toxic bogs to here will cost us 1. Areas that are green are places you are able to move into. Places that are yellow are places you can reach, assuming that you move your units in the appropriate places to reach there. For example, if I was to move Vindicus into this hex, that would cost me 2 movement. But to move into this Broken Hills up here also is 2 movement, which Vindicus wouldn't have after spending 2 movement to move into this hex. If I want to move here, I'd have to move Vindicus into this hex first, followed by this one. The red hex is a spot where we're starting in. I will move Vindicus directly into the Deadlands. Normally, I'd explore a little bit, but I'm a little nervous we might walk into a minefield. And if I do that, I might lose Vindicus. He's too important for me to lose him right away. As you can see, I moved him here. We can now continue our movement, and the other areas of green showing us where we can move, but I will leave him here. Now, I mentioned resource collectors a bit. To make a resource collector, an unstealthed hero must be in the hex that produces those resources. Vindicus is stealthed, so I can't do anything with him at the moment. I can right-click on him, and then click De-Stealth. Now, I can right-click on Vindicus, and I have options of what I want to produce. We'll go ahead and produce a Materials Resource Collector. Done. Now, next turn, Instead of collecting only 1 materials, we will collect 2 of it instead. We'll now go ahead and re-stealth Vindicus. We have 7 action points left. I think we can hold 1 more card in our hand. Oh, a knowledge node. That's a lab. That's actually useful because we have Siberia in our hand. Siberia? Oh, something I noticed, by the way, everyone, it's just, I don't know. I just noticed it. All of the Machine Empire's, I guess, girls have IA as the last 2 of their names. Siberia, Diabolica, Obscuria. While all the guys have a us at the end of the name. Vindicus, Tyrannicus. I thought that was pretty neat. Like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty neat. Right, we have 4 action points left. I have nothing I want to throw away. I guess we should make another army. Let's make another Ghost Probe bot. So we have Firewall. Let's make... Spyware, Ghost Probe bot. Ooh, going first again. It's kind of a shame. Let's go ahead and have Vindicus make an... Oh! Oh, he's stealthed. He's stealthed. That's why. Let's de-stealth him. And make an energy team. I'm sorry, make an energy collector. We'll re-stealth him again, and we'll move him to the debris field. Let's make 1 more army. I think we'll make Alpha Protocol Aggression. Now this turn, we're actually not going to build the science team. We could, or maybe we should. Let's deploy the Ghost Probe bot first. And get it added to a unit. I think... What did I make it to build a technology? Is it 1 of each? Is it 1 materials, 1 energy? I can't remember what I modded it to. I will leave Vindicus here. We will stealth the Ghost Probe bot and move it around. Ghost Probe is now out looking for things. You can see the numbers are higher. We have an increased chance of actually detecting things now because of this. You'll note the numbers are all different. A reconnaissance unit has a recon strength equal to the amount of... How do I describe it? It's lowered by the... Oh, hold on a second. Strength 4, range 1. How do I have range out there? That doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, I walked past them. That's what's happening. Okay, I gotcha. So we have a strength of reconnaissance equal to the amount of movement. I'm saying the wrong words. Let's try this. I have a strength of 4. It takes 2 movement to enter, which is right here, which is where we are. It takes 2 movement to enter this hex. So we have swept that area with a strength 2 reconnaissance sweep. We were here, so we made a strength 4 there. And because it only takes 1 movement to enter this hex, we sweeped that area with a strength 3 recon sweep up that way. Does that make any sense to you guys? So this is where you've been and what the reconnaissance strength was while you were in that hex. We will now de-stealth Vindicus. Yes, 1 of each. He will make a technology resource collector. should have done that last round, but oh well. We'll stealth him again, and we'll move him into the city. We have found a neutral unit. 2 tentacle beasts. Tentacle beasts have 4 attack and 2 defense with neurotoxin 4. So if they damage a unit, it will inflict an additional 1 through 4 damage minus a roll of the enemy's resistance check. Now, these are monsters, and monsters, or even enemy armies, cannot attack a hero. We could have walked Vindicus into here, but even without stealthing him, and these units would not have done anything to him. If our Ghost Probe walked in there, though, unstealthed, it would have to fight the Tentacle Beasts. Now, what else? There's something about the Tentacle Beasts I wanted to mention. Right. Notice that they have 2 defense. Well, that's a bit misleading. They're in a city. A city requires 3 movement to enter it. And so, the Tentacle Beasts get 2 extra defense die. Armies get a number of defense die equal to the amount of movement it takes to enter the hex minus 1. There are some modifiers for that. A structure also adds 1 more defense die to you. And sometimes a structure will have some sort of special ability, or there'll be something called tunnels, which adds an additional 2 defense die to that unit. We'll move our Ghost Probe out a bit. Looking for resources. Next, we're going to deploy the Skeletors into the Deadlands. Or ooh, do I want a Revenant platoon? Let's drop a Revenant platoon into the Deadlands. It's a decent unit, and more importantly, it gives us something in the Deadlands to defend it should it come under attack. As with our units, you see me before, we'll drop it into the Deadlands from our hand. Just like that. I'm then going to go ahead and add it to the Alpha Protocol Aggression. There we go. By the way, it costs no action points to move a unit from the garrison to an army. It costs 3 action points to move a unit from an army to another army or back to the garrison. With our 1 action point left, I think we'll move our Ghost Probes a little bit. The start of the game. Oh, I tried to stay in supply. I completely messed up there. My Ghost Probe is now out of supply, so now it's down to 1 attack and 1 defense with 1 movement. We'll spend 1 energy. See if we can go first, and we can. Let's move the Ghost Probe back into supply. And we'll move Vindicus a bit. Looking for anything else that might interest us. 10 action points left. We could deploy another Ghost Probe. Let's do that. We'll add this to Spyware. Stealth it. And move it out. You'll note that we have something weird here. We've got Protocol Aggression. 1 action point for 2 movement, or 1 action point for Diamond. Upside down diamond or something for 4. This is actually a parachute. Alpha Protocol Aggression can actually drop down anywhere it wants within 4 spaces because it's got Air Assault 4. It also has Commando. So you know what? No, I needed the defense. This would let us jump it way over here and then move them around to find supplies that might be out here, at the penalty that we might lose them if we walk directly into an enemy army. Let's draw a card, so we have an extra space. Oh, hey, here's an academy. I don't care. Nice. Okay, let's move our firewall around a bit. Detecting anything over there. Vindicus. Nothing down here. Our Ghost Probe. Oh, this is really bad. We've only got the destroyed city for extra supplies around us. Let's go ahead and... I want the industrial pod deployed next turn. So I will just hold on to my action points and draw... Actually, we'll just draw some cards. Spider bots! Okay, we'll make another recon unit. We'll have this be trace route. Spy. And why don't we deploy it, actually? We're going to earn 2 materials, which will be enough to deploy the industrial pod. As you can see, the numbers have jumped up dramatically, giving us greatly increased scouting with reconnaissance with the ghost probes. I'm sorry, with the spider bots. We'll add the spider bot to trace route. And why not? Let's move it out. Your army has discovered fuel storage tanks. You may choose to claim it, remain and observe it, or continue moving. We will claim it. We have earned 7 energy. Throughout the game, or rather in the game at the moment, there are resources hidden all about. Some are like the destroyed city. It's a hex that has resources being produced. Some are like what we just saw in the Petrified Forest. They're a one-time use only thing. And there are also special locations, which are out here, containing units or places of great importance. We will attempt to find as many as possible before the enemy finds them first. And I think that's everything moved. We'll bid 1 energy. Wow, it actually mattered. We get to go first. Let's drop that industrial pod. Now, this is a facility. I can't drop... So, facilities can be dropped... Some facilities can be dropped where a hero is. Can we only deploy a facility to a controlled hex? We don't actually have control here. Okay, well, what about the debris field? A stronghold or outpost must exist at a location before we can deploy this facility. You can only drop it into a place that has apparently an outpost or stronghold is a requirement. I thought it was a supply, but that's good to know. Let's drop it into our Deadlands. It was really expensive at 4 materials, some energy, 4 energy, and some tech. However, this will produce 1 material and 1 energy each turn. It's always very important in these games to improve your your economy as quickly as possible. Ghost probe back into the hills. Move into Kiss 1, 2. And then move our firewall. Our mates discovered abandoned warehouses. You may choose to de-stealth to claim it, remain and observe it, or continue on our way. We will claim it. We gain 4 materials and 3 tech. We'll re-stealth again. And I think we will drop the Skeletors? Let's drop the Skeletors into the Deadlands. We will then move Trace Route a bit. And then I'm tempted to launch Alpha Protocol. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to launch them all the way over here. And next turn, we'll begin moving them around the bottom of the map, looking for more resources. Okay, let's go ahead and deploy the Revenant Platoon. Gives me an okay army here. It's not enough. This is enough to kill a weak army the enemy has. And then marching my base with anything even remotely strong, we still lost, though. Let's have Vindicus go. Oh, I should be having Vindicus do this, Tim. I don't know. What am I thinking? So the Alpha Protocol has Commando, which means that it can move out and doesn't require supply. So we can just move him around out here, and he's not affected by any stat penalties. Your army has discovered junkyards and debris. You may choose to claim it or ignore it. We will totally claim it, gaining 3 materials. Let's have Firewall. Go 1. We discovered an old battlefield. You may choose to de-stealth to claim it. You may observe it. Continue on your way. We will claim it for 4 materials and 6 tech. We'll then re-stealth them. I think we'll move trace route. We discovered abandoned warehouses. You may choose to claim it. You may observe it. Continue on your way. We will claim these as well for 3 more materials and 3 tech. That is fantastic. We'll move spyware around about a bit. We'll move into the petrified forests. And then we'll deploy Siberia to the Deadlands, giving this a hero of some sort. Wow, that was a fantastic turn. It's always random where all this stuff is located, so we got kind of really lucky that turn. Okay, let's have Spy move to the desert at the moment. I want it moved into the crags. We'll continue to move Aggression. Your army has discovered a supplies cache. You may choose to claim it. We may observe it. Or continue moving. We will claim this for 8 materials and 4 energy. That's fantastic. We'll move Firewall up 1. We'll move Vindicus up like this. And then I think we need cards. Let's actually, so something we can do for some facilities is we can upgrade the industrial pod. It probably only improves its defense. I don't think it improves the resources it generates. I'll have to check that. Did I do that? I don't remember. I'll check in between this video and the next video. In any case, like our Crash Troop Pod here, it's level 1. It can be upgraded 2 additional times, I think. Let's go ahead and level it once. There we go. Now it's level 2. And we can upgrade it once more. It also has freed up another spot. You see these not availables? Oh, wait. Is the Machine Empire... Are their strongholds limited to only 2 upgrades instead of 3? I'll have to check that. Normally, I thought it would be able to be upgraded 3 times. Okay. Alright, well, in any case, we've upgraded it. That frees up an extra space for something else. Why don't we drop a knowledge node into here, giving us a laboratory. Then, we'll level the laboratory once. We'll show the laboratory next turn. Ooh, a few mutants really wanted to go first. Okay, let's keep moving our aggression around. Let's begin moving our ghost probes back to the base. And Vindicus, I want you kind of hanging out back here. I don't want you being picked up by the enemy. Trace route will stay there. And I don't really have the points for anything. We'll just end our turn. Okay, so we have some... we now have a knowledge node that's level 2. And we can use that for Siberia here. Let's show what she's able to do. So because we deployed a laboratory, she can use her geneticist and her technologist abilities here. She's a better technologist than a geneticist. She's able to produce, for example, these defensive nanites. It will cost us 3 action points, 1 material, 2 energy, and 2 tech to build it. And it would grant a robot artillery, automat, or automecha, plus 2 hit points, and plus 1 defense. She has 6 dice to do it. She has Technologist 4, which is 4 dice, and the facility is level 2, giving her 2 dice for her challenge. She also has 3 fate points. To make this card, she has to beat a 3-die challenge. Let's save the game and show you this. we will roll our dice. The enemy doesn't roll theirs. In this case, it's just her trying to realize her attempt here, using whatever technology she has available in the crash troop pod to produce these defensive nanites. And she failed, getting only 2 of the 3 she needed. But she has fate. She has 3 fate. If you fail to exceed, or I'm sorry, if you fail to damage the enemy, or in the case of technology or genetics attempts, or fate card attempts, actually match the number, then you're allowed to spend fate points. Each fate we spend lets us re-roll a missed dice. And we failed completely. No, don't reload. That is why I like having those extra fate options for Siberia. Now, she can't even make a divinity processor at the moment, though. Is that right? Total die 4? Yeah, because I think the... Wait, why can't we make it? Oh, we have no human resources, so we can't produce it. Plus 3 fate would have come in really handy for her. Just saying. Why don't we make another attempt at this? There we go. And we'll get that onto the ghost probe. Oh, unit has stealth. We have to de-stealth it first. There you go, ghost probe. 3 defense die and 4 hit points. We can then re-stealth the ghost probe and set it out a bit. 3 action points left. Let's move this ghost probe back toward our base. And we'll just move Vindicus into the destroyed city. Oh, and we'll move aggression. Hey! That's way far away. There's no way we'll be able to get that anytime soon. We will move this. Actually, let's draw cards. Oh, Tormentia, thank God. We have an actual general with us now. Okay, let's deploy Tormentia to get her into play. We'll add her to Phoenix Defense Protocol, and we'll add the Skeletors and the Revenant Platoon to her. Maybe not the yeah, we should. Give her a slightly stronger army. The only problem here is that because Tormentia and the Skeletors do not have air assault, they can no longer do an air assault. Oh well. Let's move aggression a bit. We're looking for more supplies. I guess we could move spyware up. Firewall, we'll move you here and leave you there. And now we'll draw some cards. Oh, Lumnicus! Okay. Good. He actually can really take advantage of our... use the Revenant platoons to great effect. Let's deploy him. Wow. Well, they're rolling bad. Oh, we're rolling bad, but so are they. Let's make another army for him. Get him in the jump troop. We'll add the Revenant platoon to him as well. And we'll start moving this Revenant platoon, I guess, back home. Trace route. Let's have you peek at what's in here. Cannibals. Cannibals. Mispronounced it, I think. Spyware. We'll start moving you up. I probably should check the mountain range, actually. Were you the one who... No, okay. Let's begin pulling back the... Actually, no. I need cards. We need cards. I don't have any powerful units in play. Uh-oh. They found us. We are out of supply. It is an outrider. Oh, combat! Okay, we'll get to combat when an actual combat happens. I mean, this is an actual combat. Okay, so whoever I completely missed the initiative order, so I'll have to describe that next time. Combat takes place by you and your enemy alternating turns. In this case, the enemy went first, so he got an attack on us. We actually didn't take any damage. Our Ghost Probe will now get a free attack back. We might as well take it. We have 1 attack against the Outriders, 4 defense. So odds are we are simply not going to damage it. And we don't. We will now retreat. Oh, right, yes. So they're going first because they're the attacker. They have 5 bonus attack, 5 points added because they walked into us. Our Ghost Probe took no damage. Hey, awesome. They were in supply, so I know the Free Mutants are up here somewhere. I'm tempted to leave my Ghost Probe here. It'll get 2 extra defense dice, and will let us know if that Outrider decides to do anything. So I think we will leave him there. Let's begin pulling back our aggression. And now that I know that he's over here, I probably should walk out in this direction with Spy. Your army has discovered an abandoned gas station. You may choose to claim it if you may not observe it, or continue moving. Let's continue moving, because we have 2 movement left. We'll move down 1. Army discovered a crashed advanced aircraft. You may choose to claim it, you may not observe it, or continue moving. We will claim this. After inspecting the Hulk, you strip it of any useful materials and technology. You also discover a fully functional weapon system. We've gained 3 materials and 3 tech, and a burster. Oh my god! That's amazing! Wow! +2 attack and energy weapon 6! This can be attacked to armor, mecha, and biomecha. Wow! That is fantastic! This is an attachment. This is similar to the railgun that we can produce, only it's something that we can only find. I like the graphic for it. I'm glad we found it instead of the enemy. We can't apply it to everything. I don't think we can apply it to the zombie launcher, can we? No, that's robot artillery. But it can be attached to armor automats and mechas, so that's going to be our walkers, for example. Wow, this would be fantastic to get that added to a Styx. Okay, well, glad the enemy didn't get that first. Let's draw cards. More Skeletors. Let's deploy those into the Deadlands. We'll add it to the Phoenix Defense Protocol. A Spectre. It's a good card. Strength 7, range 0 reconnaissance. It's used to detect things that might be lying around. Oh, right, and this is the new round. We can still see the Outrider because we successfully picked it up via our Ghost Probe's reconnaissance, by the way. Okay, anyway, let's, draw another card. Area! Hello! Another hero. That's kind of a shame, because now I'm filled up on cards. Just end our turn. Oh, we've lost! Here's Asuka's aces. That's really super bad. So, Asuka, she's very powerful. The Free Mutants must have found her lying around here somewhere. And she has a Harbinger mecha with her. Which is, I guess, supposed to represent the Neo Evangelion, I think is how it's said. Right? Evangelion. They have a good force here as well. It's not the strongest army that the Free Mutants could send against us, but it's going to be difficult for us to defeat it. I'm probably going to need to run. The Outrider is looking for us, and was still in supply down there. We'll spend quite a few resources to try to go first. And we don't. We've lost our Ghost Probe. There's no way this is going to survive this attack. Defense lowered by 2. We get our massive 1 attack against the Juggler. We fail. And the Juggler wipes it out. Yep, that was it. Well, that really sucked. And they're in supply there, too. We now need a powerful army, and we need it quickly if we want to be able to get rid of that army coming at us. More Skeletors. Well, they'll be somewhat useful, but we need something a lot stronger than them. You didn't detect anything. Doesn't mean they aren't still there. Let's move trace route up here and reclaim our materials. Let's have Vindicus move a little bit. I might try to have him assassinate them. It's going to be tricky, though. We'll draw a card. We're looking for powerful cards. Actually, we're going to discard a knowledge node. You right-click on a card to discard it. We've lost it forever. Scourge Platoon. That's a lot better. Let's deploy that to our dead lands. Get it added to the defense protocol. We will move aggression, and we'll get aggression added to the jump troop. And your defense node, somewhat useful. Not particularly against the Free Mutants, though. The Free Mutants do not possess any... They don't have any air units. Let's have Vindicus move. This is going to be dangerous. Uh-oh. Hello there. Let's try to destroy the Outrider. Let's, they're out of supply, which is very good. Let's use our jump troop and assault them down there. We could also try to kill it with our Spectre, for example. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, and then we're going to end the game after this turn. So, why am I nervous? They moved a Outrider into this hex, so they have probably detected Vindicus, which is really bad for me. I suspect Assa's Aces are still in the mountain. I want to destroy their recon unit, because I don't want it remaining there. It's going to get 3 defense dice. We could jump in there with our jump troop to definitely wipe it out, though. Which will cost us how much? Just 1 action point? Let's use them. So we will use the jump troop and assault directly into them. We're good to go. Hopefully we can kill it. Nice, and we do so. Outrider defeated. Next, let's go ahead and use Vindicus. They are still there. We could try assassinating Aska. Let's try killing her. It'll be good to get rid of her, I think. I don't think we'll kill her, but we might be able to put some damage on her. Two, not enough. Oh, come on, game. Screw you. And we found their base. They don't have anything in here which can detect us. Let's try killing Aska. Nope, we go after Blasphemir instead. We can't pick who we attack, unfortunately. Oh my god, Vindicus. So freaking terrible. Let's end the turn. We'll play for a few more rounds, everybody. I would like to kill these heroes. There we go. This will give us the best chance to kill at least someone over here. Good God. The armies aren't that strong, actually. This is mostly heroes and weak units. They have Termagants, which makes me nervous. Let's see if we can kill them. Wrong target. I will reload the game if I don't kill any of them. That kills Mitak. We'll then move back up into the mountains. And that will just have to do. Let's move our trace route a little bit. Looks like Asuka didn't want to be assassinated and pulled out of that spot. Where did you go, I wonder? Oh, come on, game. I don't know where they are. They might be walking right toward me. Let's have our Ghost Probe bots move a bit. Luminicus, you come back to the base. And I'm getting distracted because we still need something strong to repulse her. Guess we'll play till turn 30. We're not going to go first anyway. Ah, there she is. Ghost Probe, let's move you away from that craziness and draw a card. It's good to see a geneticist, but I really would like a powerful unit of some sort. I also need to get cards out of my hand. We have too many of them here. Vindicus will move into the mountains. Oh, there's a Ravager there. We might have lost Vindicus. But I don't think we did. Let's have Vindicus try to kill her. I think we're going to reload that. And we'll try this again. I see 1 point of damage. And down she goes. Her army is now too big to be an army, and is suffering penalties because of that. Let's move our Ghost Probe back to the Deadlands. I think we'll deploy Arya, get her out of our hand, and put her into Alpha Protocol Aggression. Let's deploy the Zombie Launcher and get it added to Phoenix Defense Protocol. This army's looking pretty respectable now, honestly. We just need one good frontline thing. The Scourge Platoon is okay. I really want one more thing up there. And I guess we'll deploy Misria. Get her out of our hand as well. Looks like they didn't detect us. Let's see if we can pull Vindicus away. Another Revenant Platoon. We'll add you to Luminicus's Jump Troop. Getting a bunch of stuff I don't need. Let's move back to the tribal lands with Vindicus. And we'll try to kill Haploid. We need 3 points of damage to do him in. We do it! Nice! Down he goes. Right, this is perhaps the most powerful weapon that the Free Mutants can make for themselves. A bonus of 6 minus a random roll for defender's resistance is applied to damage, plus another random 4-die bonus minus random target resistance is applied as well. This is why I made the railgun, because the Free Mutants can make something like that. It's ridiculous. Let's deploy the Skeletors. And we're gonna leave it actually in the garrison, I think. We can't keep bidding this many resources to go first. We simply can't do it. Uh-oh. Oh, they found me! Vindicus has been killed. That's a shame. And they're in supply out there. That's really bad. Okay, well, we did kill 3 heroes of theirs, so I guess I can't complain too much. Good for that Ravager. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Banshee Air Defense. I guess we'll deploy it. Get it out of our hand. I was supposed to stop playing a while ago. Okay. Let's have the jump troop land in the destroyed city. We need these resources. We simply cannot keep this up. We're spending too many resources at the moment. Damages them for 2. It's going to be tough to beat these 2 tentacle beasts, actually. If they damage me even once, we'll take a lot of damage on our Revenant platoon, but hopefully it won't be enough to kill us. Okay, good. They didn't damage us that round. I guess we should just focus on 1 tentacle beast. Nice. 1 down. Whew, that was lucky. Keep hitting them. Down they both go. Wonderful. We'll build a materials team, and we can't build a technology team. We don't have the action points. Things are looking pretty bad for us, honestly. The mutants have more supplies coming in than we do. Let's use technology again. And we can't move you out. We can't do anything else. I think the times in which we gained, I think the turns in which we were going first have ended. The Machine Empire is able to bully us, and we can't really do too much about it. Nice. Can we reach them? We can. If I drop a terminus in the wasteland, we will have the distance we need to reach the tribal lands. We're gonna have to do that. And we're gonna have to win, probably with this army. It's gonna be really tough, but I don't think we have any other choice. Let's begin moving out. We'll have Phalanx Defense Protocol get out there. Slowly, apparently. We'll have the aggression get these units in it to give us something to defend the base with. We just don't need 2 conflict nodes. A Styx! That's what I was looking for. We can try getting that into this army to help it out. Most important thing... Actually, we might just finish this game, this episode. Move up a bit. Did we make a team already? We made both the teams. Can't do anything else around here. Move you up here. And then that's it. Going first. Let's move you into the wasteland. And drop a terminus there. We'll also drop an industrial pod. And end our turn. I think we're actually going to increase the level here. Bring up another spot, and we'll deploy the conflict node there. Arya is a tactician, so she can make tactic cards. I'm going to want a small amount of them before we try to attack that base. We can't make very many, and we have to get kind of really lucky for this. -5 fate points. We'll try a -1 success die. No luck. That would be really helpful to have. But we're going to have to go first to have a chance of playing it. I'm not going to do it with 2 success dice. Hello, Necrosis. Can we actually capture you? Let's save the game and try that. Wow! We capture him. That will send him over here. This was the closest base. We're gonna move him to the Deadlands next turn. Capturing an enemy hero gives you bonus action points. 3 bonus action points, actually. Crypticus, hello. Let's deploy you. So right now, I am interested in causing more chaos to the free mutants, which is going to be difficult if we can't go first. Actually, we should deploy the sticks. That's wonderful. Uh-oh. We get to go first. Let's drop the Colossus in the Deadlands, actually. And add it to Alpha Protocol to give it some good defense. There was a reason why they really bid to go first. And I don't know what that reason was. We didn't find anything in the hills. Oh, they found me! They're gonna try to destroy all my things. We may have lost some units here, or taken some damage. They hit the industrial pod with a missile. Our Skeletors there took some damage, but nothing else is destroyed. I'm gonna want something in here for defense. Why don't we make an army? We'll make a Crypticus. Get you in this army. Stealth you. And move you out. We can't afford to leave that base undefended, because the AI could just march into it. And they did so. Oh, this is a strong army that they have. We'll attack them. Okay, we might lose this, but this is what we got. Let's hopefully fend them. Let's hopefully win. This is gonna be so tough. Oh God. Okay, what are we doing? I wasn't able to get the energy weapon deployed. I'm thinking we need to stop the Gargantuas from destroying me. So let's start by using the sticks. And try to hurt a Gargantua. We just need 1 point of... Oh. I'm not just telling you why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to get a shock attack on the Gargantua, and we do so. Their pack artillery is trying to damage my zombie launcher for some reason. It won't do it, though. Now, I did what I did here because the sticks has shock attack. If it damages a unit, even for 1 point of damage, it prevents that unit from actually getting a attack off on its turn. It's basically stunned. I think the Machine Empire has the most shock attack units in their armies, I think. The pack artillery would have lowered the defense and attack rating of a unit by 1 for 2 rounds had it actually damaged something. It also has area of attack, so it should have totally attacked something up here. I don't know why it went after the zombie launcher. Right, for our turn, we'll actually use the zombie launcher next. We'll attack this Gargantua. For 3 damage. Oh, I didn't explain the combined arms bonus. I'll do that with the next time the 6 gets to attack. So our zombie launcher stopped it from attacking and lowered its defense by 1 for the rest of for 2 rounds. The Skull Crushers are trying to shock attack our Scourge Platoon, and they do not succeed. On our turn, we will have our Scourge Platoon attack this Skull Crusher in an attempt to shock it. Oh, do I want to do that? The problem with attacking the Skull Crushers is that they get stronger every time they get hurt. So this will become a 6/4 unit after I hit it once. I think I want to go after other things instead. Let's try killing our Gargantua. We will use our Scourge Platoon and attack the heavily damaged Gargantuas we see here. For 1 damage. Oh, I should have used Thought a long time ago. I completely forgot I even had it. The Termagant, thankfully, does not damage our Skeletors. The Termagant cannot be stunned. It has Steadfast. Its defense cannot be lowered. Furthermore, it has Breakthrough. If it actually damages a unit on the front row, it gets a free full-strength attack against a unit on the back row, our Zombie Launcher in this case. So I'm very glad it didn't do any damage to it. Let's have our Skeletors attack this Gargantua because its defense is lower. We don't do any damage with that one. Ooh, it damages one of our Skeletors. Doesn't destroy it, but it does shock attack it. That was a very nice hit. 3 more damage on that Gargantua. They're sticking around. Okay. Let's go ahead and start by using a Styx again. We'll try to damage the... It's probably best that we go after the heavily damaged... Oh, they're both heavily damaged. Let's go after this Gargantua, because it's got 3 defense dice, so it's more likely we'll put some more damage on it. Ooh, that was a bad roll. We gain a bonus of 3 extra damage because of the combined arms. A unit such as a... like the Termagant, or our Styx, or a armored unit, like a vehicle, they inflict extra damage equal to the number of infantry units on the same row. In this case, we have 3 Skeletors MK2, which will add 3 extra damage to the Styx. Again, the Pack Artillery is attacking our Zombie Launcher, and we'll actually hurt it. We'll spend some Fate to try to keep it alive, keep it from taking any... Oop, that was 1 too many. The Zombie Launcher will now attack this Gargantua. Wow! Holy crap! Doing 7 damage, which is exactly enough to destroy it. That was really crazy. They fail to shock attack our Scourge Platoon. We will use the heavily damaged Skeletors next against this Gargantua, because it'll be attacked very soon by the Termagant. And we destroyed that Gargantua as well. That will kill it. Our Skeletors MK2 are destroyed. That will allow it to have a free breakthrough attack. Strength 8. That's right, it has Rage against our Zombie Launcher. Thankfully, it didn't damage it. Our Skeletors will begin working on the Termagant. That's 2 damage. Well done. I actually don't want to attack the Skull Crushers at the moment. I don't want to make them any stronger than they currently are. That was dumb. I should have saved that Fate point from our 6 attacked. Our Scourge Platoon will attack as well. Wow! Doing 6 damage. Amazing rolls. The enemy is not staying. Can't say I blame them. We damage that Skull Crusher for 1 hit point. We destroy the pack artillery. We heavily damage that skull crusher. And we kill the termagant. They have another termagant here, which we heavily damage for 4 hits. Wow. That went really, really, really well. Amazingly well, honestly. We just lost 1 Skeletor for all of that. Huh. That was incredible. And we get to go. We could push the attack and move into the Skull Crushers with this army, attempting to wipe them out. But we'd have to get lucky to win. In the mountains, they'll have 7 defense. I don't think we'll get lucky. Everyone, I think we'll stop here, actually, on that note. On that really well-rolled offense. And stop. Next turn, we'll move Crypticus into the tribal lands to see what's going on in there. And try to harass them a little bit more. I also will probably want the air defense node. Well, I can't actually level this anymore. We'll need more cards. I need something in the wasteland to help me defend it so I can march on the enemy base. But that's for next round. Thank you all for watching, and I will see everyone in the next video. Take care, everyone.